Hi, I'm Saundra and I'm back with another process video. Today I'm scrapbooking my husband Rafael and some shots that were taken in our garden. He is actually the gardener. I somehow get a lot of credit for it from people who do not know that I do not have a green thumb. And the garden is also his spot. He comes home from work, he walks the garden, he knows he's home. Um, and it's my spot too. anyway, but he does all the work. He does an amazing job in our garden, and so I picked out a few things that went through 1 year in our garden, and just kept those shots. And I wanted to get as many photos on here, but it just wasn't working out. My goal today was to try to use items in my stash that have been sitting around for a long time. And if you've been following me thus far, you know I'm trying to get rid of my stash. Those hearts and butterflies I've had for a long time. They're absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, they don't make it to this page. Um, and I try a few things in this layout to try to use items in my stash. And the only way sometimes to figure out how you're going to use something, or if you can use something, is to just pull it out and take a look at it and fool around with it on your scrapbook page and see what happens. And that's what happens in this case. But I do have to tell you, while I am doing this page, I'm looking at those hearts and butterflies, and I'm thinking of what I can really use them for, how I can get them on a page. So that will come up later. The Fireflies from K&Company, they get to remain on the page. Um, so this is kind of fun. I'm just pulling things out and seeing what works. And sometimes we want to scrapbook things that are not our family or friends or pets. No humans, no animals. Just maybe things that mean something to us. And our garden means a great deal to us. It's our little sanctuary. So the flowers in this particular layout and plant were taken at different times during a given year. And I have a ton of photos that I've taken of our garden, and so I want to start laying them down. And this will probably be the left side of a page. And sooner or later, I'll pull out some of the flowers and just maybe fill the opposite page with a bunch of flowers only. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. But when I do the opposite page of this, I will show that to you. So my title, Raphael's Garden, is made from Alpha Tiles by Tim Holtz. And I've also had them for a while, and I think they're absolutely beautiful. They remind me of something that could be a walking path through a garden, so it seems to really fit here. And the flowers that I'm laying down now are actually thickers. And I really like them. I like them a lot. But I kind of second guessed them because uh, it got to be a lot of pink on here. The too many flowers, maybe, I thought. But I really like the look. Anyway, I put another piece of fun foam underneath my husband's photo just to lift it up a little bit more. And I'm going to use pop-up dots on each of the photos. So they'll be slightly lower than the photo of my husband, just to add more dimension and layers to this layout. My background paper, I wasn't too sure how that would work out, but I really wanted to use it because if you ever saw our yard or our garden, it's very green. Everything is, I mean, it blooms, it's beautiful, especially during the summer and in the spring. So that paper was perfect for at least what I had in my head. And I really like it, but it's very thin. So I'm putting a lot of weight on top of that paper, so I have another cardstock underneath just to give it some strength. But it ended up working well in the end, because even though that's very green and there's a big giant green elephant ear plant in the top corner. I really like how bits and pieces of that shows through. So all of my photos have a single mat and it's amber colored. And I think it works really well with the tiles because the tiles are dark, but they have like an amber color in the background of them, a few of them. So it helps them pop up a bit more. And they are a little thick, so they stand up some, also giving me a little bit more dimension to my layout, which I really like. And that purple tree thing, whatever it's called, it is cute. Now I'm trying out some of the flowers that I fussy cut out. They're from scraps of paper and overthrowing away the whole scrap. I cut out whatever flowers were left. And, I look at this and it looks okay, but I keep going back and forth between that and the pink thickers. I also feel like if I'm going to use that large purple flower that I stuck underneath the yellow one, and only a small portion of it is showing, it's really pretty. So if I'm going to use it, I should really use it. So when I'm looking at this, I'm still thinking of the pink puffy thickers that I had up before. And I don't know, let me think. Should I do this? Or this? I'm going to take it apart and go with the pink puffy thickers. More of the grass, more of the background paper shows through, and I really like the background paper, and I want more of it to show. I mean, my photos cover up quite a bit of it, but enough more would show with the other embellishments, little puffy ones. And these alpha tiles actually go down very easily. And I realized afterwards I didn't really have to measure them, but that's me being me. Because they can, once you get the first one on, the others are easy to put on, even though they're different sizes. And I don't have an apostrophe for this, so I'm using rhinestones for that. And that works out really well. Adds a little bling. And even though, Ralph's a guy, a little bling is okay, at least on this layout. And they're kind of bronzy colored anyway. So I lost something. What did I lose? Oh, there's a rhinestone underneath there. They're so tiny when they fall off, it feels like a stone underneath the layout if it gets underneath it. Again, I'm measuring. I'm not very good at eyeballing something when I really want it even. So that's what rulers are for. So you can tell that the photo of my husband is higher than the plants, because you can see how it overlaps. And I like that. I like giving some sort of layer or dimension to my layouts, making it, I guess 3D is a good word for it. I think it gives it more interest, a little bit more oomph. And that pink flamingo, that's from my mind's eye. I think the collection is on trend too. And it's so cute. And I wanted to cut it and, like put half at the bottom and half at the top, just to make the layout a little playful. And I mentioned earlier that this will be the left side of the layout. And I bet you know why, but I'm going to tell you anyway. If you look at my husband, he is facing the right. His body's tilted toward the right. If I were to make this the right side of the layout, I would definitely have to do something when I'm laying everything out, to have your eyes go to the left when looking at the layout. And I say that because his body is angled to the right, and so if it's on the right side, your eyes kind of go off the page. I can block it as I have here with the pink flamingo, the larger flower there, some pictures or other embellishments. But once it becomes a 2-page layout, I think it works better with him being on the left and something else on the right that won't throw your eye to the right, if that makes any sense. And most of the times when I'm looking at my layouts, I do look at the pictures. If they're 2-page layouts or even a single page, I'm thinking, which side of the page will this end up being? Because visually, once the 2 pages are together, you really want them to flow from one side to the other and back again. You want it to marry well. Yeah. So if everything's pointed to the right, even though we turn our pages on the right, it's not balanced to me. So having him on the left for what I put on the right will balance out that 2-page layout once it becomes a 2-page layout. And that yellow heart, I really like it, but I feel like if I put the yellow flowered heart down, I need to put something else with that yellow in it. And I want some pink on the right side to help balance it, since I have the pink at the top, the pink to the left. So once I put down this heart, I'm thinking that pink, tiny little heart, is just enough pop of pink to encircle my husband's photo and to help center it. And these stickers, the little fireflies, when I first got them, they were sticky. You pull them off the little sheet and you put them down and they stick. But I've been trying them on different layouts and I kept pulling them off, so I wore off the stickiness. And I wore off the stickiness. That sounds funny. Anyway, so I'm using them and now I have to add glue. But when I first had them, you could just lay them down. The glue worked fine. The stickiness, is that a word? Worked out just fine if I had, gone ahead and used it. Anyway, I'm laying down the bling. Do you know what that means? That means I'm trying to make bling the last thing that I do to a page. I'm not going to always use it, but if I do, it's the last thing to help me, say this page is finished. And I really like the way this came out. I like the way the flowers, are on each side of my husband. I like how the journaling page is at the bottom and the mixture of different products, how that worked out. And he's a good-looking guy. He's probably going to say, why did you say that? Because it's true. Anyway, I'm putting some of the bling on the plant there, and I'll try to make sure that I take a still of that because it really looks neat. And it just shows how you can use rhinestones or whatever you have to decorate your layouts with, even your photos with. Anyway, finished product. Not bad at all. Anyway, thank you so much. There you go. There's the rhinestones on the little plant tree thing there. See how much I know about my garden? Anyway, thank you again for stopping by. See you next time. Have an awesome day. And thumbs up, subscribe. See you again. There's more to come. Bye.